everyone, Revelation here. Today's video is covering the topic of the future of Genesis. Genesis was created on February 10th, 2019. The server was thrown together pretty quickly due to the previous server that the majority of us were playing on was coming to an unannounced end. Since we launched the server, we have around 500 registered members, with the average online population being between 20 to 40 players depending on the time. Since then, we've seen a lot of activity, we've made some mistakes, and we've had a lot of laughs. Looking over the data of the server, it has become apparent that Genesis cannot continue in its current state. The playability of the server is such that it is very welcoming to new players or those looking for instant gratification results. Unfortunately, this means that in the long term, the server will reach a state that it will be undesirable to many. We have seen that play out with a few players quitting over the past few weeks. The main complaint for those players and those that are currently still playing is the difficulty of the server. Or rather, I should say that the server is far too easy. That's why we as staff have come to the decision to reset the server. On Genesis, we have 4x skill gain and 8x action timers. This allows players to get a very high level of skill very quickly. On a recent test account the staff created, we were able to buy a carving knife of high quality, get it enchanted with Blessings of the Dark, and grind carpentry from 1 to 90 in about 2 hours and 45 minutes with the materials being provided by GM accounts. This was using sleep bonus. Although this was a test in which the materials were provided, one could easily obtain these materials in less than a day. It seems counterintuitive to have a game like Wurm Unlimited to allow you to scale anything to 90 in a couple of hours and expect any sort of longevity for our players. We have run additional tests on LAN servers and found that a decent rate for skill and action is around 2x, 4x. In this simulation, the results prove to be challenging, but not so challenging that it takes away from the fun of the game. With Sleep Bonus and Path of Knowledge, we were able to get to 90 through the same method, the same tool quality level, and the same enchantment level in around 7 hours and 30 minutes. We believe that this will provide a longer-term solution for the playability of the server. Another major issue we have been growing concerned about is the economy of the server. While it is extremely easy to get to 90 skill, there is a looming disparity in the amount of silver and gold split across players. In our most recent analysis, we found that players have around 52 gold floating around in their banks as a total, and the top 4 players have around 24 gold or so, creating that 1% field that has destroyed countries, let alone Wurm Unlimited communities. The numbers here speak for themselves, and when we reset the server, we are making large modifications to the way traders work, the amount of coin that they will have on hand, and the maximum amount of coin that they can carry. Let's be honest, the Genesis map was very poorly conceived, and it was created by myself through a Wurm Unlimited map generator free to the public. We have tons of flat mountain areas where no one can settle that divide huge areas of land. The entire map is land, which negates any meaningful ship travel and has such killed the economy for shipbuilding. We have portals to a large number of deeds spanning across the entire map, allowing for instantaneous travel, creating that great xenophobic, I don't want to interact with anybody else vibe, when that's not the type of community that we have. The new map is still currently being designed, but it has been hand-painted by our great landformer, Mr. Dr. Professor Wong III, MD, PhD. This map has 4 main continents with tons of islands, biomes that make sense to avoid the national hellhorse crisis of 2019, and will require boats to move across the server. In the new map, we plan to have 4 static portals that are one-way tickets to each of the main continents, but no other portals will be created except for the event portal. Some of our biggest triumphs and failures were through mods. Treasure maps were a big hit with players, but either felt overpowered or extremely underwhelming. This is being changed in the reset. We are reducing the amount of sleep powder and source, while increasing the amount of high-quality lamps and chances at rare items. And we are completely removing Hoda statues from chests. We feel that Hoda statues are far too commonplace for their value, and the only way to obtain them in the future will be to buy them from the donation store or win them through events that we have planned. In addition, treasure chests will now be locked going forward and will remain locked until all creatures that have ambushed the player are defeated. Another huge area of opportunity has been the Spellcraft mod. On the reset, we are making some changes to coincide with the 1.9 Priest update. We are removing Blacklight Ultra entirely, and Lib will be a nicer, friendlier goddess joining the light side. We are still discussing the maximum faith, but is likely to be around 200 to 300 faith maximum. The spells for all gods will be tweaked a bit, and each god will have spells unique to it, while some will overlap for all 4 gods. This will promote diversity in god selection, as well as prevent players from having any sort of monopoly on the entire enchant market. While most of these changes are common sense and modifications to existing mods, we do have new mods planned. Most of these changes so far are quality of life improvements like meditation not requiring hard to create path tiles, and instead just having grass for love, cave for insanity, and sand for knowledge. Some of you may have noticed the death tab in the Discord. This will be active on reset, so you can call each other out both in-game and on Discord for making terrible life choices. These are a few examples, and there's still much more to come. We appreciate everyone's dedication to this server, and although wiping it will be a loss for everyone, we hope that you'll still continue to play on Genesis and enjoy the new content coming up. We plan to release this reset around the 1.9 patch, but depending on how long it takes for it to be released, it may happen sooner or later. We'll be creating a thread for suggestions for the reset, and you are welcome to post your thoughts. If you have any questions, please reach out to the GMs, and thank you for watching this video.